Daniel, before I ever knew you, I was praying for you and praying for this moment. I love you and your amazing heart. When I met you, it was so clear to me that there was something so attractive about you. Not only were you the most handsome man I had ever seen, but you held yourself with such confidence. I quickly started to notice how attentive, thoughtful, and considerate you were, and it was safe to say I was intrigued. Most importantly, I saw your love for the Lord and how your life reflected that in showing his love to others. You have pursued me and continue to pursue me with such intentionality. You know my needs oftentimes before I even voice them. You will listen carefully and always reassure. When I am with you, I receive nothing short of special treatment. I never have to drive. I am never cold. I always have a coffee in hand, and my car is always clean and full of gas. The list goes on, but it's safe to say I am taken care of and loved by you. Daniel, you are humble, selfless, loyal, and you are the most perfect definition of someone who leads with their actions. You never fail to point me back to God and to push me to do right in all situations. I have learned so much from you and your servant's heart. I recently looked back in my journal and found a prayer I had written out. At the time, my consistent prayer was that God would ignite my heart for the right person at the right time. Exactly a month later, I met you. The Lord brought you into my life at a time that was so important, and I thank him every day for bringing me you. It is an honor to be the person you laugh with, you cry with, and that you confide in. I promise to always be your safe space in the same way that you always are to me. As you and I come together today as husband and wife, I take seriously the commitment I make to you. To have you on my team as we continue to serve the kingdom of God brings me so much contentment. I vow to love you in all circumstances. I vow to be your biggest supporter. I vow to do my best to walk in humility, putting your needs above my own. I vow to always push you in your faith and walk with the Lord. I vow to try my best not to fall asleep 15 minutes into every movie we watch. I vow to always let you know that you are the best driver I have ever met. I vow to treat you with love and respect, but most importantly, I vow to always point you to the Lord first and foremost throughout all life circumstances. From this day forward, our lives will be a mesh together. Your highs are my highs, and your lows are my lows. Regardless the circumstance, we are in it together, and I wouldn't want to share this life with anyone else. I love you, Daniel Kenneth Richardson, and I can't wait to be your wife.
Sophia, when you just walk through that field, I feel like the most undeserving man in the world. I fall in love with you more and more every day. I fall in love with your sense of humor, the way you support me, and your ability to make those around you feel loved. Our relationship has been cemented in the way that we support each other through various challenges, our shared values of communication, compassion, respect, and selflessness. With these pillars that we have built around our relationship, our love will always be my greatest success. You and our relationship will always come first, not my job, not the kids, us. I vow to you that I will be the husband that you dreamed of marrying when you were a child. It will be my goal to uncover your dreams for the future and make them ours. I vow to give you my best and to continue learning more about you, to continue our love story by going on dates, reading books, and going on adventures. I vow to grow my relationship in God, now as your husband, and to lead us in the many opportunities we will have as an amazing couple. I promise to find the best cinnamon rolls in every town and to play backup singer so that you can take a lead chorus. Genesis 1:28 says, "Then God blessed them, and God said to them, 'Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, birds of the air, and over every living thing.'" Well, sweetheart, looks like we're having babies. Thank you for being the most beautiful bride. And I'm excited to be your husband.
I want to read from the Apostle Paul's letter to the Corinthian church. He wrote this. He said, "Clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you, and over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Since members of one body, you are called to peace. Everybody wants to enjoy peace in their marriage, and yet so many still do not. In fact, they experience stress and bitterness and conflict. But the apostle tells us there are 3 things that are required if we're going to have peace. The first is unity. He called it perfect unity. See, you guys are becoming one in God's eyes. You're being called by God to leave your respective fathers and mothers, to be united to one another and become one flesh. Now, the Hebrew word for united in that passage literally means cemented. You both know what would happen if, for the duration of the ceremony, you were standing in a box of fresh cement. By the time we were finished, you'd be stuck together. But the unity that you want is dependent on another quality, forgiveness. Forgive as the Lord forgave you, and that is without condition. Daniel, you're a firefighter. Grudges are like fires. You probably will understand this better than most people here today. But fires only stop burning when, number 1, it runs out of fuel, or number 2, somebody puts it out. Grudges never run out of fuel. Somebody has to put it out. And God calls on both of you to put it out. And forgiveness, which allows us to enjoy unity, is dependent on humility. And that's where every marriage must begin. In fact, the apostle says, clothe yourselves in it. You have to wear it. People need to see what you're wearing every day. It's one of the things you do in the morning before you leave home. You put on humility. We wear humility, something that is often uncomfortable for us, but we wear it to honor Him. If you want peace, it requires unity, which requires forgiveness, which requires humility. By the authority vested in me by the state of Washington, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
I was visiting Sophia in San Diego the weekend after her first date with Daniel. She was telling me about this handsome guy, how they had a lot in common, but she was feeling a bit reserved in regards to dating in general and wasn't sure if she'd go on a second date with him. She told me she wished there was a way I could meet him and give her a big sister's perspective. She jokingly suggested I sit at a neighboring table in a restaurant and spy on them. Interestingly enough, I also had a date with someone else that very weekend, but was more interested in being with Sophia. I said, Sophia, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cancel my date, and I'm going with you on your second date with Dan. When Sophia proposed the idea to Daniel, he was excited to join us. On the date, it was mostly Daniel and I talking, and Sophie just got a chance to observe. The running joke is that Daniel felt like he was more on a date with me than Sophia that evening. I was watching Sophia admire Daniel, her interest was growing, and she was starting to feel more comfortable. I think that's exactly what she needed in that season of life. When I think back on their second date and how the timing aligned for all three of us to be able to get together that weekend, it is beyond coincidence to me. It's God's working. As you know, Sophia, I have been praying for your future, and this day is an answer to our prayers and has increased my own personal faith in God's detailed and loving directing in our lives. Praise be to Jesus. I am overjoyed for you both. So raise your glasses. Firstly to Jesus, may he get all the glory in this marriage. And here's to Daniel and Sophia.
We were dancing in the street like people do. Dancing in the street, hiding the truth. Dancing in the street like people do. When they're in love. It was coming down in sheets. You were staring back at me like you didn't want to leave. Holding tight cause you could feel it. In the morning I would see you in a different light. You knew better, and still you kept me around. You knew better, something was holding me down. You knew better, and still I spun you around. For a moment, we were dancing in the street like people do. Dancing in the street, hiding the truth. Dancing in the street like people do. When they're in love. Dancing in the street, hiding the truth. Dancing in the street like people do. When they're in love.